Recorded live from the Maddie Johnson podcast studio at GOT Sound Studio in Columbia, South Carolina. This is the All About Nothing podcast. The views expressed on this program are the opinions of the host. Some content and subject matter may not be appropriate. Listener discretion is advised. Listeners are encouraged to follow the show at theallaboutnothing.com for links to social media and more. Listeners can call the show at 803-672-0533.
Looks like it.
Thank you for listening.
Welcome back to part 2 of goodness. Going crazy with that bell.
Cowbell, Mike.
Gotta let them know we're back, man. You know what I'm saying? Back and wearing the same thing.
Well, you know, you were at work, I assume, and came. You have the same outfit you wear to work every day?
No.
I pretty much did. When I worked in an office, I think it was I wore virtually the same thing every day.
I do, yeah.
You talking about slats and the polo?
Yeah, but it was the same color khakis virtually every day.
Yeah.
The Braves jersey changed basically in just a little slight color.
So what you're saying is if I know you, I probably will think you don't change your pants ever.
Oh, for me, for sure.
I assumed you already thought that.
I have like 3 pairs of the same pants, and they all fit great. Zach changes shirts, but never pants.
Welcome back, Sydney, to sit through this
Back again.
atrocious movie with
98 degrees.
District. That's right, District 98. Thank you so much.
That's right,
It's
Barry.
the fight in 98.
Good one.
Name one 98 Degrees song.
Dang, I'm thinking the Backstreet Boys, man. I can't even lie.
Exactly. Nick Lackey, you ain't done crap.
Nick Lachey, right?
Oh, was it?
Was Nick Lachey in
I call
98
him
Degrees?
Lackey.
Is that the one who dated
Jessica Simpson.
Correct.
Chicken of the Sea.
Now he
I
just-
do remember
the
Chicken of the Sea.
Now he just does all the true, what do you call it? Like The Bachelor, but like raunchier.
Like the
Welcome,
new one?
Oh.
Welcome to Scandal.
They're on a
Island.
boat this time. They got like some kind of boat thing.
Oh, Love
Is it
is
Love-
Blind.
Love is Blind?
Love is Blind.
I think that's the one.
And the Love Boat is coming out.
My wife watches all of this. I'm like, please.
It's like they're on a cruise ship this
Oh,
time,
yeah, yeah.
but they're trying to find your love on a
a
cruise
real
ship.
love boat, not the 70s version.
Correct,
Barry,
correct.
you watched that in
I-
syndication.
Yeah, Barry, tell us about the Love Boat.
I
and tell me
appreciate the
how-
fact that you dropped in syndication in there. It means it was not new when I watched it. the only thing that I know about Love Boat is
Love Boat.
I think I know the theme song a little bit, but it's the Captain Steubing. Was it Captain Steubing? Was
You're
it?
asking us?
Dude, every time I
We're
think about it,
asking you.
I just think of the South Park episode where they're like, the Catholic boat. Yep.
Well, Sydney, welcome back to the show. Thank you for
Thanks.
being here.
Happy to be here.
I want to ask how the campaign went since the last time we talked, but or is gone.
Little
but
has changed.
Holding steady.
look. I'm gonna
Maintaining.
I'm gonna pull back the curtain. It's the same night as it was the last episode.
Yeah.
Well, let us know your sponsors again and who's endorsing you again,
Yeah.
so they know again.
Yeah, so now it will have been in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I have been endorsed by Planned Parenthood, the Working Families Party, and the South Carolina Education Association.
That's
Awesome.
That is very exciting. How is the actual campaigning?
Good.
Yeah.
Last weekend I spent all day Saturday at a back to school bash thing, met a ton of folks.
Nice.
So just trying to get out there, meet people.
Have you done much canvassing like in neighborhoods yet?
We're starting this weekend.
Oh, wow. You hate it, ain't it?
No.
Well,
You're gonna love it. It's gonna
You
be.
hated those people at first, didn't you?
Well, so I have only ever canvassed, obviously, for somebody else's
Right.
campaign. It's not my favorite thing to do, I'll be honest. I just don't like the heat.
Yes.
I don't like sweating if I don't have to, like,
Yeah.
If you're not at a beach.
yeah, or like,
Yeah.
At the
Doing
gym.
Like, if you're sweating at a beach, you don't even realize you're sweating.
Because you get in the water
Well,
and
yeah.
come back out.
Do you get in the water, Trent?
100%.
At the beach?
Yes.
Okay.
He doesn't
roll in the
swim
sand.
in the water.
Yeah.
I
become one with the earth.
Come on,
That's
Bear. The beach is the one place where I know
Well,
I
Sydney,
can touch the ground.
I don't know if you know this or not, but Trent is deathly scared of kayaking and stuff.
Just
Okay.
Water in general.
not water in general. It's just, don't want to do any sports that I don't have to.
You would never
Exert
you would
yourself.
never ski.
Yes, if I'm on a boat, it's got to be a pontoon. I'm not doing no little boat. It's got to be a pontoon and pontoon.
So, like, no
only.
tubing or anything?
No tubing. I'll tube you. You know what I mean? I'll be the boat captain and I'll drive you around.
Oh, like Kodak Black. Let me drive the boat.
Let me drive the boat. But yeah, nah, I'm not on the tube.
Let me drive the boat.
Nah, I can't do that.
Well, so I presented this to Zach already, but we have a friend that does YouTube videos of him fishing.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if he's done it recently. Ryan Sandusky.
Oh, okay.
But I
Like,
thought
I got a friend.
Exactly. I was like, I don't have friends.
I had this idea for one of our episodes to go out there by the river and fish with him for an episode.
Oh, we need to go to Walmart and get our fishing license.
Well, you should do that anyway.
Renegade. Catch them jokers.
Okay, they'll take your fucking car.
Bro, it's
and
a
DNR
fish.
does not play.
It's a fish. If they catch
DNR does
you
not
throw the
get-
fish back in the water.
Nah, they'll ticket you.
They'd be like, what happened? You're like, I don't know. That fish was floating
Nah,
up here.
man, I'm not playing that, man.
That was so
Don't come
swimming
out here.
away.
Hey, look, don't come
Bro.
out there playing with DNR with me, bro.
I'll be like,
No.
listen, my beard just sank to the bottom of the water because you just.
But that was an idea I had for an episode.
So he's got a boat.
I don't think he's got a. I'm not sure he's got
So
a
he's
boat.
just
But
got
we would just go out there and fish for a couple hours.
I can get a boat.
Okay.
I know. I've been trying to get on that boat, but you've been playing. Now I got to invite finally. It took Sydney to come here so I can get an invite. Thank you, Sydney.
No problem.
Sydney, you can come on a boat.
She gets to vote the first time you meet her.
So
We sat through this shit. We're blood brothers.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I want to say that we left off at a high point in this movie, but
it's definitely a high point.
The whole movie's kind of been a low point. So just to recap, Dinesh D'Souza and a few of his super friends have this idea that the 2000 election was stolen primarily not through software,
Mules.
but through these mules. These mules would pick up ballots and would drop them off around cities. To basically
But
get
we
Biden's
found out
election.
that he's basically just copying and pasting the Papa John pizza tracker a couple times.
Yeah.
And also Thanos was in charge.
Yeah. The snap. All the votes counted at once.
So to pick up, that's basically a recap. There's really not anything very interesting.
And Dinesh is inevitable.
Yeah, inevitable. So we're gonna start right back into it.
We know that for a fact.
Do we know for a fact that there
For a
was
fact.
coordinated?
I don't think that word means what you think
that
that word means.
The key states where the election was decided.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
And therefore, does it follow?
Would you
that the
testify?
people who suspected
Maybe.
Only if the judge forgets to read me my rights and put me
Perjury
under
a
oath.
thing?
And moreover, that the states are
What kind of
trying
plea
to do
deals you got?
something about systematic fraud by restoring a modicum of, let's
She
call it
looks
the
so
old
familiar.
A
rules.
modicum.
Checking your voter ID, checking signatures. You want a mail-in ballot? You know what? You got to request an absentee ballot. We're not going to send 20 million ballots out there and see what comes back. That these voter integrity laws,
Dinesh,
far
what if
from being
10 people
voter
in one house
suppression,
vote and the male person
are
gets all
actually
10
a
of them? Then
legitimate
she's
way to make
accomplished.
sure
Yeah.
that the people who vote are actually eligible to vote.
100% accurate.
That's absolutely
So
correct.
even in states where they sent absentee ballots to every single voter, like California,
A Mercedes.
like
Oh, he's getting that mule money and
Sketchy.
he used it too early. Does Biden
Yeah.
even know?
why is he only wearing? Is he wearing 2 gloves or 1?
And he put his hazards on to let everybody know.
Yeah, like if I was doing something,
But this is the same. This is
I'm
the
not gonna put
same
my hazards
location as
on to draw
before.
attention.
While he has a spotlight on.
So
oh,
hold
he
on.
had gloves too.
He had 1 glove. He had 1 glove on his hand. So look, this is the same location where the dog was at.
Yep.
Okay, is that the same person?
And
This is-
everyone just happens to have a
you are
hoodie on.
seeing
Oh, look at these
Correct.
accomplices to the muling.
These are fraudulent votes.
No, how do you know that?
Did you just put 3 in gloves?
Look, okay. This, the one on the top and the one on the bottom top right.
Same spot.
And the one on the left. Those are the same spots.
And shame on the Walmart who gave this footage away.
In no state in America
That has
is
got to be a
legal
Walmart.
It is
That looks like a Target though.
organizations to collect
Bro, that's a
ballots and
Walmart.
pay
That's the
me
Lowe's
All right, how
site.
many?
to
Okay,
deliver them to mail-in
a lot of
drop
these are the
boxes.
exact same. A lot of these are the
Yeah.
exact same.
And the camera
cameras.
quality is exactly the same
Yeah.
in everyone.
That's my new wallpaper, except for it makes
Now
Biden's
we come
face.
to the most important question of all. Was the magnitude of vote trafficking
Oh, man, they bringing out the
these
map
key
now.
swing
Look at
states
Georgia.
Vote
Yeah.
to
trafficking.
tip
Yeah.
the balance in the 2020 presidential
Oh, man, you gotta put some
election.
light
Of
on
course,
that thing.
Wisconsin,
First narrow
Michigan.
in
Or like you
on
see these
just
solid
our
blue-
2,000.
Yeah, y'all got no light in there?
These are the
Their
people who got
average
fired for
number
doing
of
a
drop
desk
box
pop.
visits, 38. Their
Did you
average
make it into the
number of
FBI? No, I
illegal
did a
ballots
desk pop.
deposited
Didn't make
per
it out of
visit,
Stadies.
5. That's 380,000 illegal
Oh,
votes.
come on.
But was this sufficient to put Biden in the
I'm
White
just glad
House?
they didn't catch
To
us.
answer that question, we must look at each key state. In Michigan, 500 mules,
Uh-huh.
averaging 50 drop box visits and 5 illegal ballots per drop.
Quick, what's the math?
That's
he's gonna tell us.
500 times 50?
You weren't asking me, sir.
Oh, we should totally check this math. Is he doing 500 times 50 times 5?
With its 16 electoral votes,
so.
Yeah.
stays in the Biden column. In Wisconsin, 100 mules, averaging 28 drop box
I'm
visits
voting for
and
my
5
family,
illegal
dumbass, said
ballots
Red
per
Foreman.
drop. That's 14,000 illegally trafficked votes. 6,000 votes short to give Trump the win. So, using only our mules, Wisconsin's 10 electoral votes
I never had any
stays in the Biden camp.
All right.
But now we come to Georgia.
So-
250 mules, averaging 24 drop
11,780 votes.
Out of all the states,
11,780. Don't forget that.
Well, out of all the states that would have been easy to try to fake votes in, you pick Georgia?
with 16 electoral votes moves over into
No, you
the
don't pick.
Trump
You don't
column.
pick like Wyoming or
In
something.
Arizona, the numbers are roughly
So
the
see,
same.
Biden didn't need Georgia.
200 mules,
No.
averaging 20 Dropbox visits and 5 illegal ballots per drop. That's 20,000 illegal votes. Again, these illegal
So
votes
he's not
are
counting the-
substantially
he
more
is doing
than the
200 times
10,000 vote margin that gave the states 11 electoral votes.
So he didn't need
to Biden.
Arizona. That's what we got out of that.
Philadelphia, Pennsylvania alone.
Oh, here we go.
1,100 mules, averaging 50 Dropbox
How
visits
big do
and
they
5
think
ballots per
Philadelphia
visit.
is?
That's
Pretty big.
270.
You been to Pittsburgh?
I get that it's not a small town, but
Of course I muled. I did it for the water.
Half of it's in New Jersey.
Vote margin
Correct.
between Trump and Biden.
Oh, there it is. Trump won.
Pennsylvania's 20 electoral votes.
Somebody call the press.
Trump. Shockingly,
Crack
even
Call
this
photos.
narrow way of looking at just
They're
our
leaving out
2,000
Hawaii,
mules.
man.
POTUS.
They always leave out Hawaii.
That's right. No one was muling in Hawaii.
Electoral votes.
Do you
Or
think-
Alaska.
Do you think anyone was upset about Tulsi Gabbard not
But no one
winning
thinks
and then
our
not
2,000
running
mules will
again?
be only mules
There's a
trafficking
chance.
illegal votes. To widen the search, Greg
People
and his
just
team
weren't
lowered
tired
the
of an angry,
criterion
stupid
from
asshole.
10 or more
She
to
used to be
5 or more
normal.
drop boxes. This revealed a huge upsurge in
Tulsi
the number
Gabbard.
of
She was
mules
normal at
from
once,
2,000
and then
to
she kind of went not
54,000.
normal. I liked her.
54,000
It's called
mules.
age, Barrett.
Next, they used
I
a
think
very
that's
conservative
She's a bitch.
She's
Yeah.
like 30.
ballots per Dropbox visit.
I think she's
Now,
like
when
38.
She was on Joe Rogan. You wanna hear her
increased
talk?
number of mules,
Yeah.
times the
Oh,
5
did she? Was she
Dropbox
nuts on
visits
there?
per mule,
Yeah, she wasn't
Oh.
good.
3
Okay.
illegal votes
Neither was
per
the
drop,
guy with the eye
we
patch.
find election fraud
Oh.
on an astonishing scale.
So by
In
widening,
Wisconsin, 83,565 illegal votes
The
for
widening
traffic.
gyre of
In Georgia,
election fraud.
92,670. In Pennsylvania, 209,500.
if they have the data, then they absolutely should just go ahead and get those people prosecuted.
I'm kind of thinking we need to delete this whole 2 episodes and just get Dinesh to make a video, a movie, director home, about whatever we can get him onto.
yeah, that's.
Dinesh, they all had pretzels before they did this.
You think Dinesh will do a
Is
do our
Auntie
podcast?
M's-
You think he'll do our podcast?
Not
Since
if he
he's got a
hears this.
podcast.
Yeah, not after he listens to this.
We got to drop it after. We get the, come on, Barrett. You know it's PR now.
And here's where we roast his ass.
Kidding, I'm desperate to have an episode for next Monday.
Look at this brain trust. I brought Ted. He has all the facts.
This is official surveillance footage. It's indisputable. It was taken by the state.
I
itself.
dispute it. I absolutely dispute
I
it.
think did not anticipate that anyone would go through this video.
So this is.
No,
There's no time. Wait. There was a timestamp at the top. Why didn't they show that to us before?
They blurred
Because
out
they
like
do it
the
on the
dogs.
iPad, so they
But
can't zoom
somebody
in.
asked me, they go, how do we know this is not normal mail?
It's like January
This is
2022.
a ballot Dropbox. Right. Okay, this is not the mailbox where you write your mom.
Who writes mail?
She's got gloves on.
She's got gloves on.
What difference does that make?
What does she do with
He's
the
like, peasants use gloves.
She walks straight down.
You gotta show that again. It's hilarious.
Do you miss the joke?
What do you say?
So this is not the first.
He said it's
time for
hilarious.
guys in the
No.
back.
So that one was in Georgia, is that right?
Yes.
So in Georgia, it is illegal to turn in anyone but yourself or your family member's ballot. It is
Is that
illegal.
right?
I typed in Liberty University president. It brought up Jerry Falwell Jr. No, that's a pool boy thing. That's not what I'm looking for.
Dog guy.
The blurry dog.
Not again.
Somebody asked the question, why is the dog blurry?
Taking pictures.
Why would you do that?
So you get paid.
This is
What?
business.
What
It's business as
What
usual.
difference does it make?
If you had actually caught this person at that moment, hand me those ballots, and the person did, what do you think you would see? Whose name is on it, in your opinion?
What is his name? That is going to kill me.
What's in the box?
Do like
There's
a
an
Google
ambiguity in what
search
you're
of
saying.
with
The
the picture
ballot
of him.
itself
Yeah.
is legitimate.
No, that
Right.
I
It's not a
know
fake
it's not
piece
a
of paper.
counterfeit. Yes,
Right.
okay.
But again, remember, when you mail
Looks
in a
like that
ballot,
big
you
blue
have a
Muffet.
security envelope.
Can't think of
with
which
the
one.
signature verification standard that's
With
been
the big
all
nose.
washed
The
away.
one with the big
As
nose.
soon as it's
Grover.
taken out of that
No,
envelope,
he's got like a big. I don't
then
know.
you have a
Sniff.
disconnect, and the
Maybe.
ballot
It's
is
a
private.
virgin sheet of paper.
The ballot is
The only
private.
ID is on the envelope on the outside.
They don't even have the big shots.
Ballot, so this, not
3:57 a.m.
How do we know that?
this person comes up, and what you're going to see is when you try to put too many ballots in.
Yeah, I'd be pissed off too. I would have kicked the damn thing.
And we have lots of those.
He's like, that's it.
where
Back
they're
to
just
my
jamming them in and then
Suzuki
they fall
Arrow.
on the ground.
Yeah, the quality of the
And when you
security
can jam
camera
it,
is.
The little trot back to his car. He's like, let me get
Really
the fuck
good
out of
quality
here.
Yeah.
in the security.
Well, the lesson here is the next time you drop off your votes, hold your ID up to the thing and be like, not a mule.
And then being able to match that ping where he's standing there to the next place he goes.
So
and the
we're
next
seeing
place.
videos
Show us.
of one.
Right.
But each
Show
one
us
of
that
these,
individual.
We need a repeat offender, don't we?
Yeah.
We haven't had one.
We need to see one person go into multiple
Yes.
boxes.
Right.
But they
This
don't
is the
have that, do
pattern
they?
of life. So
Why?
every
Because the
time
video was
this
shut
person,
off.
This mule went across 6 counties.
Show us.
7 different drop boxes. 5 different organizations.
Don't show us a map where you traced a route. Show us the footage
If I
of
was
him
that
at multiple
guy,
locations.
and they're not showing his face, but if I was that guy, I would try to sue them for libel, right? Like,
Yeah.
you know what I
Hell
mean?
yeah.
Oh, they just said I went 5 other. For one, they're tracking me, and I never gave them permission. And then two,
And for
they're-
2, they put me in a movie that I didn't give them permission to show my face.
Yep.
and you can tell me I'm the only guy that looks like this.
criminal
Me.
activity, but there's a ton more, you would guess.
Why didn't they blur his face out, but they blurred the
But
dog?
they covered their asses
So
with the
weird.
dog.
Ballots that were just
So weird.
That's crazy.
Maybe because the people that they put in here as actors, people will recognize that dog. Oh, that's the dog from Frasier.
So the case closed.
Miles, it's Miles
That would be
Crane.
crazy.
I'm gonna wear a government mule shirt the next time I go to vote.
Voting a ballot mule. Ballot mule.
No, the band government mule.
Oh, okay. Do you have a government mule shirt?
Good. They're going on tour again. I just gotta go watch them and
They
plug my
They
ears
gotta
in
have a
it.
website you can order that on. You don't have to go
We have
watch.
found maybe 4, maybe 50 phony ballots.
These aren't phony ballots.
Right.
No
Okay.
one's
So
ever,
wait,
this is
wait,
a
wait, but
very
they're phony.
novel.
Wait, they're phony names.
No.
No. There's no
They're
name
legitimate
on the ballot.
ballots.
It's almost like
Let's
they
say
were
we
real.
got access to every single ballot thrown into the ballot boxes. Would we be able to prove this is a fraud?
It's the perfect crime because it cannot be curated.
He is
after
being
it's
the voice of
committed,
reason right
because
now.
the evidence has no connection to the person who is meant to be voting. That's the problem. As soon as
Oh,
it
when
gets
the
taken out
bullshitter's the voice of
envelope,
reason,
the
then we have a
identity of the
issue.
voter
We're claiming,
disappears.
so the vote from John Doe is from a John Doe who is dead or a John Doe who is moved. Is that correct?
Or voted somewhere else.
So
Okay.
why is that not provable?
There's
No.
an
Right,
easy way to
like
bust it.
they're like,
But it's
wait a
not the
minute,
way you think.
there's
It's not to go
17
find
of the
ballots
same
in the ballot
names.
mix.
Right.
Do that.
Which
The way to
ultimately a
find it is
county
these
would
guys
catch.
have
Yeah.
the
Right.
A county would
cell phone
absolutely catch
identification of all
someone
the
voting
voters.
multiple times.
Right.
So
This-
law enforcement
But how many
is
John
at this
Smiths
point
you
in
think
the
there
next
are
step.
in actual each state?
That's not not even that. See, they
But I'm
can't.
just saying, like a
They
common
can't
name.
even, they can't even make that correlation because ultimately, if
they
they were
change
really
their
trying to it,
addresses
yeah.
or something?
The mules aren't
But if they
gonna
were
fess up.
trying to,
They know they're participating
you
in
match the
something that
number
is-
of people that voted in the election with the number of people on the voting rolls, and I guarantee the number of people that voted is still going to be less than the number that voted that are on the voter rolls.
Trent, go ahead and Facebook Trent Clark.
It's just sickening.
All of us. I guarantee you, there's at least 10 of you.
Oh yeah, 100%. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, in the
South
Southeast
Carolina.
alone,
Yeah.
yeah.
Had no clue this was going on.
That's what I said.
This is
How
this,
many- how
that
many
can't be
Trent-
that can't be. How did
How
they
did
get
they
a
get the
camera
camera
inside?
How did he get all those fraudulent votes inside?
Yeah, that seems really difficult.
Heather Mullins interviews a whistleblower.
I bet she's a
hired by the
journalist.
National
Look at them eyes.
Oh, my
You know she's
God.
lying.
Yeah, the people who have nothing
What?
to lose, not hiding their face.
This Halloween, like a witch,
It's like she's about to Hulk out.
There I was, muling my ass off all night and day.
vampire.
And we would monitor that box
This is the PI.
from 8 all day long. So Consequently, during those 2 weeks, I monitored those boxes.
See, this looks like an actual security camera.
Correct.
That one looks like a security camera, except that they're putting that line across it to make it.
Yeah, I've had to watch our security cameras before, and they don't get lines.
Unloading large numbers of
Well, they
ballots,
could, I mean.
stuff them in the box.
Dropped.
Recorded some of that and took pictures of it and dates and times and those things.
Show us his face.
This is like the recreation when they do like the true crime things and they're like telling you, and you've got the actors and it's like
The first
recreation.
40 At least they have the gall to tell you, like, these are paid actors.
So, I want to see a crossover between the 2000 Mules and Chris Hansen from Dateline going after the child predators.
Sit down a minute. What are you doing here? You muling for the government? And they're like, no. This is my mom and my dad's and mine.
I'm here to meet a 14-year-old.
Yeah. Can you open the envelopes? Well, no, not unless you have another one. I want to vote.
I only get one of these.
Yeah, I work a 60-hour work week, so I don't know what to tell you.
Can we just like her eyebrows?
Yeah, it's a little.
Just her face in general, man. It's just really.
They're very angry.
Very scary.
I wore my seductive dress for this interview.
So it was Democratic Party and it was Abrams people that were,
If I was thinking Illuminati, I would think her face.
That looks like Joey
But that's
Diaz.
the snake people.
Looks like the back of Joey Diaz.
It might be Joey Diaz.
There was a couple. These two ladies had run up.
I don't know. He's got one of those haircuts that
He's got the
like
Joey
And he
Diaz.
doesn't
you
have
can
a
tell
neck
he's got.
either.
You can tell he's got it shaved. Like it's close.
Well, he looks like Pac-Man.
It's close until it's it's close until it gets up to where the mop starts.
And she said, "What are you doing?" And I said, "Well, we're taking a picture." And she said, "Well, you can't do that." And I said, "Yes, I can." And
I hate it when people get in that argument about like semantics of whether you can take a picture of somebody or
It's
not.
the yeah,
So you're saying the
Yeah.
NRSC was made aware that there were people stuffing drop boxes at specific dates and times?
Yes.
Oh, so you wouldn't let
So
the
what you
Republican National Convention know,
during
but
your
you didn't
time
call the
on
police?
Yeah,
or anything?
exactly.
Do you believe that
Wait
was
till my
enough
people hear
for
about
law
this crime
enforcement
you did.
to get involved?
Ghost of Ross Perot.
After
Hello.
several weeks, no contact or anything, and I just.
Now, so you're saying though, if somebody had contacted you, you would be willing to testify to these things and give those depositions under oath?
I would have had to.
You heard him.
I would have had to.
He won't give that interview under.
He just said he's willing to go under oath.
Yeah, but he ain't willing to show his face.
Catherine, hey.
Greg just interviewed an informant in Arizona who's now cooperating with authorities.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Check your email.
Okay, awesome. I'll do it. Thanks so much. Okay, bye.
Oh, you all
He
remember
turns
what
the
came
camera-
of this, right?
He turns to the camera crew. Oh, thank God you guys were here recording at this exact minute.
And heard my phone in the Bluetooth.
Hey, Catherine. And it just vibrated. It didn't even ring.
Guess they're concealing her identity.
So what was your job?
He's in your movie. Of course you would.
Receptionist. So at some point,
That's actually her voice.
you were asked
Are you the
or
deep throat?
sort of instructed, I guess, to start receiving people's ballots.
I was just instructed.
All you see is just the red dim glow of a cigarette.
Yeah.
Where he is.
Like True Lies.
Very
How
stressful.
slow.
Females mostly. And on Friday, they would come and pick up payments.
She's in places where chairs swivel. Picking up.
So they would, during the week, they would bring them in at various times, and then.
So, did you ever get any money? I done seen some people doing some stuff.
I would get a call
Yeah,
to find out how many
and I would pick up my check.
ballots were bought.
And I would
if they were already
check out the Chick-fil-A.
first. And she would come to the office, look at them, and then before she left, she would either take them herself, but other times she would ask me.
Arrest
if I
her.
would drop them off at the library.
So what was the instruction?
Do it.
Just to drop them off.
In the Dropbox?
The Dropbox. The early ballots.
Can you give me an idea of how many you personally put in the box?
500,000.
Hundreds?
Could have been, yes.
I didn't count.
It was
Did you get paid for it?
It was
Like, if
everybody
we're-
in the
If we
office.
associate like a monetary amount with individual ballots that you took, do you know how much you got paid?
We're not going to give you off the vote, but we'll show you how to do early ballots, and we'll have Tiffany take them all in. Tiffany's over like shit is going down. Wait till Dinesh hears about this.
Let me call Dinesh.
So do you think that people you know...
Facebook ad. Who's seen some shit? I've seen some shit.
I don't even think they know the meaning of what voting is.
I saw a boat parade on Lake Murray that was clearly DNR should have been arresting those people for riding so close to each other. They were tied up.
They've been fixed. They already know, seriously, who is going to win the next election before it even happens.
Right, Trent?
Well,
you always know.
Generally, it's because there's polling.
Yeah.
We have things called statistics and data.
They always know, man.
Statistics are derived from data. What you have is not that.
Polling's a major industry around the elections.
I can imagine the money they making.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
Fucking expensive. Somebody asked me if I was going to get a poll done. I was like, no. I was like, you going to fund it?
I'm gonna walk around with a board and ask the people that live in my district, and that'll give me an idea.
Do you even know who Chris Murphy is? And they're gonna be like, no, who is that? And I'm gonna be like, yeah, exactly.
That's a great question.
There you go.
That's a great question.
I would want to do like one of the things where you sit in a polling thing and it just looks like a polling box where people are putting their stuff in, and then you like a transformer, you explode and you just have like a bag full and you're like, got you all, I'm a mega mule, and then you run off.
Mega mule.
I'm gonna deposit these at like 50 different things because I have time. Nothing but
time to waste.
$12.50 an hour. It's gonna take a while.
Brave woman to do this.
Brave woman to do this.
I call it the Mexican mafia.
Of course you do.
There we go.
Seems like we need to do a better job of maybe educating folks or helping people understand that this stuff's not okay.
Oh.
I offered a long time ago.
They had to cut when you're like, it's the Mexican mafia, and Janessa's wife's like,
Because you're gonna end up in the trash can in pieces.
I use that exact word to describe Mexicans. Mafia.
It's crazy.
And pay the price.
Wow. Unbelievable.
God, what a super credulous group of people.
So
there.
you want spaghetti? No meat, right?
Organizations.
What are we doing for dinner?
But where do the
Slotskis?
activist organizations get the ballots from? Hans von Spakovsky is a former member of the Federal Election
But he's
Commission,
Russian.
a senior fellow at the Heritage Foundation, and co-author
You
of the
don't
book
say.
Our Broken Elections.
I will say election fraud is bipartisan, but most of the cases I see are, unfortunately, the Democratic Party.
That's literally not
You just
true.
kind of fessing up about participating in this
He has a big
trafficking
forehead.
operation.
Oh,
Is
yeah.
this
No, his hairline's
operation
retreating.
Something familiar to you?
Running away from his
Unfortunately, this
face.
is so common in some parts of America.
Eyebrows,
particularly
that's
the
what they run away
Hispanic
from.
community, that they have a special name there. They
They are definitely on a forward attack.
And these are individuals who are paid by
The retreat, though,
campaigns or
is epic.
Oh, he's got
parties
Botox. His forehead doesn't even move.
neighborhoods
Don't you have to
and
report
collect
campaign
absentee
spending?
ballots.
Yes.
Not on Botox.
Pressure and coercion.
It's a health.
If you get Botox
With campaign
for
money?
for your campaign,
It's to make you look better.
But that's what I'm
You
saying.
gotta
You'd have to
report it,
report
though.
that.
Yeah.
He looks like a Stepford bro.
Now, if you were having migraines,
Why is that?
and that was why you
Well,
got
because they're
them.
the only kind of ballot.
While
that
you're
is
there.
I really hate these ridges in my
outside the
forehead.
Could you get
Could
rid
you
of
give me a
these?
Joker smile, but make my
the
lip dead?
observation of poll watchers. Transparency, as you know, is very important in the election process.
Hey, his forehead has not moved yet, guys.
No.
At a voter's home.
All right.
Lip ain't moved.
First time you see his forehead move, drink.
Also, remember when you're
Be here all
Oh,
day.
he's smirking though.
You fill
That
out
is a
your
weird
ballot
smile.
And you then deposit it
Oh,
directly
Dinesh was
into
not
the ballot
smiling.
box.
Well,
That
Dinesh
obviously
kinda
is
looks
not
like
what
a-
That looks like the Joker's face.
Yeah.
It
There are
does.
some states,
But his lip
I believe
don't move.
about half of them, about 27 states, that allow voter harvesting. And by voter harvesting, what we mean is that you are allowed to give your ballot to someone else
Right.
and ask them to deliver it.
Yeah, that's
Now,
harvesting.
Are there any states in which you're allowed
Have you seen War of the
to
Worlds?
pay mules to deliver ballots
come on.
to drop boxes?
Of course the
No,
answer is
you're not
no.
supposed to be doing that. And allowing vote trafficking to begin with is a huge mistake.
I just
because
can't
you're giving
handle the,
third-party strangers
the drug innuendo.
candidates.
Like if you guys want to go smoke a joint, you can.
They definitely.
Go for it.
Y'all need to relax.
It's you stopping you, bro.
Giving out something very valuable, a ballot.
Voter fraud is almost incalculably rare in the United States.
Agreed.
ever happen?
Yes.
Okay, occasionally it does happen.
Stacey
But
ain't
it
done nothing.
doesn't
Keep your name
happen
out your
on
mouth.
a national scale.
Doesn't affect the outcome.
It would affect the outcome.
I read these days constantly that election fraud, well, it could occur, but those cases are extremely rare. They're so episodic, they don't have the ability to tip an election. Is that true?
Fraud happens often enough that elections get overturned. I mean, just go back 3
That
years
isn't true.
to 2018
Name one.
and a congressional race was overturned.
Okay,
I can
it was a
cite
Republican in
to
that
you
case.
another
Yes.
case
In North Carolina.
Mississippi. It was just overturned by a court because of fraud. Same thing in Florida. But look, that's just the tip of the iceberg.
Well, it's Florida.
We've shown that you've got
Florida's
these
south of
mules
us.
who
They have
are
alligators.
picking
It's
up
probably
these
Matt Gaetz.
ballots at various vote stash houses. Hans, where do
He
these
had his- he had his
organizations get ballots?
Underage
Well,
girlfriends.
Shakespeare, let me count the ways.
If this is actual footage,
Everything from filling out absentee ballot requests.
Nah, you know that ain't
forms
actual
for
footage.
voters
No
and
way.
Having the ballots sent to them.
That's a red camera
When you
right
go
there.
to drop off our
And
ballots,
obtaining
just
the
dress
ballots
like
from them,
suspicious.
stealing them out of mailboxes,
Black
to
hoodie,
actually
your hood on.
Sunglasses.
quality
Collect them with your hood
photocopy
on too,
machines
please.
To make their own ballots.
Bernie
See,
Bro
I said
t-shirt.
make your own ballots. Y'all thought I was playing.
You can
Can't.
go to
Y'all thought I was
called it
playing.
way- you
Yeah,
called it
man.
early
I called
on.
it way early.
Carolina.
Leslie McCrae
There he
Dallas
is.
accused of mishandling absentee ballots in North Carolina's
'Cause his son
9th
was going around and
district.
picking 'em
Dallas
up.
would frequently obtain this report from the Board of Elections looking for the date an absentee ballot was mailed and if it had been returned.
Ginger Eason, who first told me she was hired to pick up ballots, and Kelly Hendricks, who testified she did the same thing.
Hell yes,
what would
I
you do
did.
with the ballots after you picked them up?
There's the
Take them
cigarette.
straight to the office in Dublin and hand them over to
No
McRae.
coup.
And I don't know what happened to him after that. I know there was stacks of them on his desk.
There was testimony in the case that his staffers were falsely signing as witnesses on those absentee ballots. Because he had done this before.
You mean
he
tell me those
actually
people were
apparently
voting
had
for who?
signatures of voters
A
from
Republican.
prior elections in
Oh
his
well,
offices.
this one I'm not sure of.
Okay.
Voter rolls are in notoriously bad shape. States do a very bad job of taking people off.
This guy
who are
was
no
running for
longer
city
eligible
council,
'cause they've
frauding
died
everybody.
or moved away. And it's very easy to get hold of a state's voter registration list. So, you know, if somebody's on the list and they haven't voted in 10 years, you're probably pretty safe. And
How are you going to know that? Like, how am I going to be like,
Remember, in states
I
that
know
made
who
the
hasn't voted in a
mistake
decade.
Yeah.
I'm going to do
mailing
their
out
ballot
a
for them.
absentee
Like,
ballot to every single registered voter.
I want to ask an
Well, if
election
you're
officer.
a fraudster and you get hold of that
How
absentee
easy is it
ballot,
to
you've
get
got
that
90%
roll
of the
of
information
ballots
you
that
need
have
to
been
fill it
mailed
out.
out
The
and
name's
not
gonna
yet
be on the
returned?
outer envelope.
And then what do you
And
just
they're
drive around and be like,
registered
hey, I know you haven't filled out your
Let's
ballot yet,
follow
but
the
I
track
have
of
it.
these mail-out
It's a very-
And who's gonna
ballots,
give it to you?
Let's just say
I-
you've got
I
students on the campus. They
It's a very
voted,
complicated
but
spreadsheet,
then they
sir.
graduate, and obviously they move
Multiple
to a different
tabs.
state. If the right
Hopefully they get
voters
tipped.
are
They had to
not
print it out on
faxed,
their dot
that
matrix
mail
printer. No,
ballots
just
will
hold
be
on.
arriving
It's
in the dorms
5 more
and
minutes.
arriving in- and-
I had to
and so
save multiple
presumably
copies so
they're
I
not
don't
gonna
mess
be
up the
that hard to
formulas because I don't know
scoop
how to
if
do
somebody
that.
knows where to look for them.
No, that's exactly right. And, you know, I work in the District of Columbia. They mailed out absentee
Washington,
ballots.
D.C. is
you're in-
locally done.
And I can't tell you how many phone
Live in a real state, sir.
I got from
You're
people
in
that I know.
Washington,
You work in a
D.C.
place
You don't
that has
work in
the
Not
Washington.
only had their
Taxation
ballots
without
arrived in the
representation.
mail,
We don't talk about that.
5, 6, 7 ballots all coming into their apartment for people who.
Also, why didn't you
used
just
to
say
live there.
DC?
Yeah.
Everyone fucking knows
former
what
Supreme
DC
Court
is.
Because he's a
justice
chicken shit
in
nerd.
Washington District of
sounded
Columbia.
cool.
Has done a preliminary report. He talks about the fact that there are
Bro,
approximately
I work in the city of Columbia, so step your
90,000
game
people
up.
in Wisconsin who
Our
are
votes
in,
count.
resident care facilities or nursing homes.
So she's basically
Oh, here we go.
not capable.
Oh,
any
she's got my last
longer
name.
Of even
She really does.
Damn.
The first, he said.
Oh yeah, my
last
first
name.
name.
minutes. And so
Her last
You
name.
okay, sir?
Her last name is my first
Okay.
name.
Absolutely. But I was surprised to hear that she voted in the last.
How did you hear that?
election.
Yeah, who told you?
Yeah, exactly.
Go find her.
I was surprised to find out that I voted in the last election.
I guess
Wait,
in
I
my
did.
mind, I thought if you
We saw Cecily
put
there.
your parents
Cecily?
into a facility
Cecily?
because they were incapacitated,
Cecil with a Y.
they would not even.
Do you
be
think her real last name is Sherlock? Do you think she's related?
Oh, I am jealous if it is. I love it.
They make you vote here?
Again, Bear. That was the first name.
So how do they make you vote?
My dad didn't vote.
Holmes. Holmes is what we
That
needed.
is a real
Holmes
problem.
or whatever.
Clearly, it was a problem in Wisconsin 2020. But
My dad died. Let's see if he voted in the 2020 election. How do we figure it out?
Well, so there is no. I don't
know if you can.
Yeah, well, there's you can definitely see, you can definitely ask for some sort of record to show whether you voted or not, especially when it comes
Me myself or somebody else can go and ask for my information.
I don't know. I'd have to find out. But
They find it apparently.
yeah, I don't think that's not possible. But like you can get who voted in which primaries. That's how a lot of candidates decipher whether someone's
But
a
you can't
Democrat or
get
Republican.
who didn't vote.
If I found out, I'd only tell if you voted for Trump.
Yeah, it won't tell who you voted for. Although I guess it technically could because
the ballot.
Yeah, your ballot is associated with you. No, that's not really true because every ballot is printed out is exactly the same.
We'll get to the bottom. It's our first investigative piece.
Well, I don't think it actually is the same because if you think about a primary, you like pick the party.
Right.
Oh, so I guess
no. In
it
general,
would be the
but
same
in general
for
election, it's going to be the same.
yes.
It's going to be the same barcode is going to be on every one of them.
Yeah.
I mean, the initial barcode that goes sliding in, then the vote happens. That barcode has no association with you or your name when you vote in person.
What made you want to do this? What made you want to get involved?
Money.
Well, I knew election stuff.
I have a raging heroin addiction.
She's like, I'm already living high and above my means, so.
She's like, you see this trailer?
I don't even have a pressure washer. Look at it.
This isn't even my trailer. Y'all made me stand in front of the good one.
My house is across the street.
Neighborhoods. They pick on the elderly. They pick on people for whom English is not their
Well,
first
think about it. They're
language.
picking on
We're trying to
people who
stop
can be
election
derelict
fraud.
or
We're actually
whatever,
trying
like
to
homeless
protect,
and stuff. And they're like,
I'd say
why are they
people
voting?
in our society.
I don't know. It's a right.
Yeah.
We now know where the ballots could have come from, but to pull off a
I don't
heist
actually
like
think we
this
do.
on a
Yeah, I
national
don't feel like
scale
we've
Still
come
a
to
little
the
lost.
Yeah.
We still
It
don't
seemed
know
like
how
they
you're
closed
there.
the case though.
where the money might have come from. Who could have
I have to
funded
stand
the
out here in
heist?
front of the White House. I used to walk in
I
there.
met with Scott Walter, an old colleague of mine at the American
Not the
Enterprise
Scott Walter
Institute, who is
from
now head of the
America
Capital Research
Uncovered.
Center. This is an organization that has produced
The
multiple
guy from
reports on the funding
the
of
History
elections.
Channel.
Inside the left's web of dark
People
money.
think
I like how
of
it's
three
framed.
rivers
Yeah.
of money
Yes.
silly that empty into the
I
Gulf of
paid
elections.
$75 to get this article put into this frame, and then I put it
Imagine
on
the
this wall.
Imagine the framer like getting this like cutout newspaper. Like, are you kidding me?
I've never framed a turd before, but here we are.
You're calling home about it. You're not going to believe what this dumbass wants me to do. He wants me to put in a frame.
You're giving it too much respect by saying turd.
It's a moldy news article from the Wall Street Journal. We don't even read the Wall Street Journal.
Dinesh is here every other week framing stuff.
Speaking of man, have y'all seen the little picture of
By law,
them having
these
like
nonprofit charities
Jesus
are
clothing?
forbidden to
The Shroud of
directly
Turin?
intervene in elections
Yeah, where you
in
can
any
see like
way.
his
Would
the
It's been
image of his body.
disproven.
Do you believe it?
Candidate.
Been disproven.
The
I
IRS
thought
is
so too.
emphatic
Okay.
that you
Okay.
cannot intend
Like, okay.
or even have the
How did y'all get
effect
this?
of helping one party
For one.
candidate
Like a dude
over
had
the
it in his private
other.
collection.
Handed-
500 years.
Okay.
This
My family used to be Roman.
I may not look it, but I'm Roman.
They got that shit from Pawn Stars. Somebody else bought it.
These are coffee grounds, and this is a Bed Bath & Beyond sheet.
It was like we got the authenticity right.
State of Georgia.
Sign here, God.
Came with a certificate.
Exactly.
There was
They
Let me
put
bring somebody in for this one.
They put it under like one.
Moses. What is?
I think they put it under like they put it under like one like forensic microscope, and they're like, no.
Hold on, I have proof.
It's true because the book says it.
As soon as I seen that, I was like, "Oh my God!" They put it in a glass thing too.
Obviously.
They got kids over there like, "Ooh,
$25 million.
Jesus."
Oh, dude.
Again,
Israel makes a whole profit off of like this is where Jesus was buried.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't.
Empire in 2020 took in $1.7 billion.
Is there any evidence that this operation had a partisan thrust or a partisan character?
No, but the film
As
does.
we all know, big money
No.
rarely comes without strings attached.
Mm.
One of the big ones is lots and lots of drop boxes. Also,
You know what money
lots
comes
and
without
lots
strings
of vote
attached?
by mail. To get your nice
PPP
big
loans.
checks, drop boxes,
Facts.
encourage vote by mail, have ads in foreign languages, all kinds of things that little by little are
Oh yeah,
nudging
because we don't want to be
the turnout
inclusive.
for one
Let's avoid that
political
inclusivity.
party.
This man has all these books and is still so stupid.
I have read none of these.
These are all gifts.
You see how some of them are sitting on top of other books?
Wouldn't that suck if
Those are ones
were all gifts?
I could not fit into the bookshelf.
Those are the books that he snaps closed when someone walks into his study.
I took this from an elderly woman
While she was voting.
home.
You really know when somebody's really not
After
reading
I took her
anything
vote.
whenever they put stuff in front of the books.
Yeah.
Vote Mule dropped off some of these books.
Let me put this picture right here. of
God,
this
these
book
books
I
are
read.
boring. Here's a snow globe. That's exactly what he has. Here's a bust of Julius Caesar.
No, you rooted for the
This
wrong
is
guy. on that
Elon
one.
Musk's pen right here.
Did I tell you I'm Roman? You may not have known.
Operation of illegal vote trafficking.
Call it Italians.
Thousands of
E2
mules are being
Dinesh.
paid to do this.
Chill,
What you're saying
chill.
is there is more than enough money available to fund any such operation. In fact,
Like PPP loans.
this would
We
be
were in
the
Afghanistan
only
for
one
20 years, man. There's more than enough money for
We
some
spent
serious
$900
bullshit.
billion on the military. There's money everywhere.
We got it right back when we stole the oil.
Nonprofit charitable funds flowing into efforts to register and get out the vote for Democrats. Most of the left-wing
That's-
mainstream
that-
media,
Democrats.
when they
If it weren't for the
reported on
if it wasn't for MTV and their Rock the Vote,
P. Diddy.
Puff Daddy.
every study
Mary J. Blige singing her damn ass off about
if MTV spent more money on
percent maybe
Bro,
viewing videos
They
instead of
went, they went crazy.
Stay in your lane, MTV.
That was the first time they really went crazy.
the vote by mail operation and the Dropbox operation and those sorts of things that benefit one political party.
yeah, that all makes
How
sense.
confident should we be that this will be a fair election?
They're sending millions of ballots all over the country. This is going to be a fraud like you've never seen.
Trump predicted.
He
said the
knew it.
Democrats are going to cheat.
'Cause
That
I was
they're
playing
going to
Call of
use
Duty and the
the
lag was the
COVID.
worst
They're
lag
going
you've
to
ever seen.
rig the rules in their favor. Nevertheless, Republicans focus their efforts on the campaign, while Democrats focus
They
their
didn't give a
efforts
fuck
on
about
the
COVID.
process
Not at all.
of the election.
It's like it'll go away. It's like
Every
the flu.
responsible voter was wearing a glove to touch the thing. The other
Yeah.
person coughed on it and then put their stuff in.
process by which elections are conducted.
And then they're watching it back like, oh, they got gloves on? Why?
We must now
Also,
face
can I
the
note, I
chilling
have never
reality.
once
The
seen like a
Democrats
Republican
conceived
campaign
the heist.
actually
They funded
canvassing
it.
or doing
They
anything.
organized it.
Yeah,
Then
well,
'Cause they know they got it in the bag.
RJ May canvassed my neighborhood and then
You
regretted
said
it.
that. Yep. Okay.
Regretted it completely.
He probably took you off the list. He's like,
was like,
we can scratch this
big
one.
Sharpie.
Well, you know how you get rid of them, like the people who had the Mormons go because they put out a map that said gayest place in town, and the Mormons just came up and were like, gay. Took off.
The gayest place.
He stopped at my house because in the 2020 election primary, I voted Republican because I would have voted for Bernie, but
Yeah.
It was a mute point.
We can't know who they were.
Clyburn had already been out there.
Sorry,
We
Bernie.
have to inject common sense.
Feel the burn.
Are we saying that in the centers of Democrat-held districts,
I have a selfie with
we are
Bernie.
seeing
You can get another one right
Oh,
here.
that is rad.
hundreds of visits?
Make sure you get that one.
I have a
before you
selfie
leave.
with Bernie, but it is Bernie on stage behind me.
He's like, Barrett, stop.
I met like 20 of the candidates going into the primary. Everybody
That's
came
cool.
through Charleston. I was like,
Oh,
oh
yeah.
And I was the token young person. So.
The token.
They bring you on stage and just like, yes.
Yep. Cory Booker, Town Hall, I'm sitting there on stage.
Wow.
Really? Can you bring your awesome wife? I can't wait for Clerks.
Stupid.
Are they married?
She's the best.
Are they married?
They were dating for a long time.
I think they're just dating.
Yeah.
She's awesome. I love Rosario Dawson.
Spike in Biden's support that we saw late at night, kind of
I'll let her
instinct
know.
that people had.
Okay.
Zach's a
The
fan.
US Senate went through Georgia with Chuck
I'll let
Schumer's
Charlie Kirk know
majority
too.
I don't know what you're
Who else
inferring,
do you have a
sir.
crush on, sir?
Crush, just cool people
Oh,
like Charlie
okay.
Kirk.
They have two ways they'll try to invalidate it. One is minimizing and then slander.
He'll go to like a liberal college and be like, no,
Or
no.
facts.
Turn their
We
microphone
could
off.
we could facts also align.
Trump to try to reinforce
Him and the guy with the change my mind sign. I just want to throw like a
Oh, that's that
Molotov
Steven
cocktail
Crowder
at
guy,
him.
right?
Yeah.
Douche.
Him and Ben Shapiro, too.
Ben Shapiro's self-ends himself, so it's fine.
Tracking private citizens. Gee, how dang! What is Dinesh D'Souza doing to voters?
I don't think anybody's really up in arms about Dinesh D'Souza and his whack pack.
Even Trump's like, hell, he was part of your.
You pardon him, sir.
I also pardoned Kodak Black. Is that who you're talking about?
Their cell phone pings will be
There was a grandma who was in prison.
He pardoned Lil Wayne, didn't he?
Did he pardon Lil Wayne?
Trent.
Yes, pardon Lil Wayne.
Okay.
What did Lil Wayne do? Was it?
I think it was like a gun charge.
I don't care how partisan you are. You can't dismiss
Kodak Black and Lil Wayne.
How do you explain somebody going
both in the same
I
party?
love
Weezy.
With a whole bunch of different
You can thank Kim K for that.
Jamie Foxx does the best Trump impression ever. I'll
Oh,
show
yeah,
you
I know.
after this.
I've seen it.
God.
I think a whole bunch of people in this country are going to go, oh my God.
No, they're not. Not at $15.95.
No, we are. We're
disc.
just watching his television.
However, their ability
Not the reaction you were hoping
their
for.
Side ignorant is total.
It's going to be impossible to keep a lid on this thing.
Well, this movie is in over
Really?
right?
Really?
Do you know about this movie? Do you know about this movie? No. Trent, did you know about? No, I was the only one.
I know who Dinesh D'Souza
1 in
is
4.
just because.
2,000 Mules. It
I think
doesn't.
Gambit's
It doesn't
done
pop
like
up
a
on my
couple of
mentions,
Dinesh
sir.
D'Souza movies.
Yeah.
It's not just how many people are going to
This ain't even hitting Twitter. If it don't hit Twitter, it ain't out.
Bro, it ain't hitting YouTube. We're the 50th view.
It can't be dismissed.
For $19.99, you too can watch this movie.
You really paid $19.99 for this movie?
I'm gonna say yes.
Oh, write that off on our taxes.
With every fiber in my body.
No, I feel like I could probably sue for the time back.
I'll testify. Just make it. Just make it work for
I
more
just
for a
want to point
while.
out this is the montage where they give us the music
follow-up.
underneath. Yeah, the music underneath of the Star Spangled Banner.
Presidential election.
I wish it was just Kodak Black and Lil Wayne tracks the whole way through. That'd be the best.
States, as we now know.
You don't use a pen in there.
You don't do that.
Yeah.
Today, totalitarian regimes camouflage their fake elections with appearance of democracy, but they're not real democracies. We don't want to join them. Our elections must represent the will of America.
But they have outstanding universal health care.
Trump fully didn't even win the general election.
Yeah, exactly.
If we
the
give
popular
up,
vote.
they win.
He's never won the
If
popular
enough
vote.
of us give up, they won't need to cheat anymore.
Dinesh
Don't
D'Souza,
stay
you
home.
nerd.
Get involved. Get out and vote. Do what is necessary to save this great country. The America we love needs us
The
now
fact that they don't even
more
have
than ever.
accurate representation, like we're not touching a voting machine for our lives.
Well, you can't touch a voting machine. And you, what's the name of the voting people?
Bro, they could have got a pinball machine and just put like a piece of wallpaper over the front of it.
The only way this gets better is if the voters get involved.
The voters are involved.
That's what happened.
Yeah,
That's
there
why
was
you're mad.
literally there was enough people that turned out that all right. Well, thanks for suffering through that with me.
True the vote, literacy. Don't
Definitely didn't want you to watch that alone, Barrett.
You feel like it could have triggered me
Yeah,
halfway through a
DVD.
bottle of Buffalo Trace.
Oh, they had the DVD.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
No, not even a Blu-ray.
I tried to go online to watch it, but it didn't. I couldn't. It like
So what
the links
website is
didn't
this
work.
on? You want to give it any?
I'll put it in the show
Promo?
notes. I'll put it in the show notes.
Truthofthevote.com, I'm sure.
Do you want to read off the people
Is
that
it on
were
True
cast
Social?
that were cast for this movie?
Mule number 1. Mule number 2.
Yeah.
Debbie D'Souza.
Now let's really look at this because see if they have any actors' names.
Dinesh and Debbie.
There's got to be some actors' names, like the guys
If
that
they
were in
if
the
they
room.
have person going to mailbox,
Yeah,
we
mailbox.
know what time it is.
Mailbox drop guy.
They won't do that. They're not gonna do that.
Oh, executive in charge of music, Debbie D'Souza.
Nice. Well, this is how you rack up the money when you make the 100th sale.
Yeah, they're not. They're definitely not giving the actor's name. They know not to do
Oh,
that.
the daughter was involved. She was a creative consultant, Danielle D'Souza Gill.
You think that didn't? Yeah, you're right.
Oh, cast
Yeah.
Mule.
Oh, there is a
shit.
cast member named Jacob Hyman.
He's
Jacob
the
Hyman.
mule.
Make sure to check out his IMDb page.
What is a grip?
Yeah, what is a grip?
Grip.
Gaffers.
Gripper.
Gaffer's the guy that tapes the stuff on the wall, right?
Oh, the person who had to get paid the most is Audrey Young for makeup and hair assist.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, because that hair
She
was
spent a
on
lot on
point.
hairspray.
She's like,
Yeah.
you know how many cans?
Y'all check her out, man.
17.
Not
She
just
ain't playing.
hairspray, but air paint.
I gotta
airbrushing.
I gotta acknowledge, I'm really hoping for like a Marvel style end credit scene.
You think something's gonna happen?
I hope the makeup person was just like putting makeup on somebody. And she's like, "So you agree with what Dinesh is doing here?" And she's like, "I'm just trying to fucking get a paycheck."
Like Marshawn Lynch, I'm just here so I don't get fined.
He was my favorite. He was my favorite.
I don't even know what this is about.
Okay, come on, please. Just one. Oh, that was it.
Damn.
Okay.
We tried. So
2,000 mules, man.
Are you convinced that the 2000 election was stolen there, Trent?
I think they owe me 40 acres in the mule still, but well, I definitely do think there was something happened where multiple people was voting for other people and dropping off ballots, but that was allowed.
Yeah.
And everything that we've seen. So
yeah.
It's no problem.
I don't think there was as much illegal activity going on. Sydney, do you feel like
I can't even form thoughts after that. I think I lost 17 brain cells.
It's horrible.
This is my reaction to it.
Mr. Madison, what you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
The funniest part about it is when he was like, "Man, okay, man, jeez."
All right, Zach, what's your opinion?
I
think he just said
in
it.
person, but on TV it's different.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Especially when you got good graphics and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, those servers looked real.
Facts.
That was a there was definitely an element of realism.
We can all agree it was a movie.
Yeah,
that was a real movie.
It lasted.
That should have been on Netflix. Well, I don't know why they didn't put it on Netflix. Wouldn't hold it.
Dude,
they wouldn't allow it.
That's
Netflix
because
watched the first 10 minutes and was like, "Fuck no."
Yeah. It was like,
So legitimately, Netflix looks at movies and they say,
do they?
Is this no?
No, they look at all their movies.
HBO just pushed him when he tried to go in the front door of HBO's headquarters. The guard was like, "No."
Security was like, "Get the fuck out."
The idea is that if what they add to Netflix will bring new subscribers in, and I don't know that anyone that would be like, "Oh, I really want to watch
Barry,
Friday
you just paid a monthly subscription for one-time watch. What are you talking about if it's going to bring money? You just proved that it's going to work.
Let's keep thinking that I paid for that. I don't want anyone to think that I did.
We got to let them know that.
I did not legitimately fork out $19.99 to purchase that movie. Well,
use your Blockbuster card, right?
I feel like we all learned something. What did you learn?
I learned that someone can make a movie over anything.
Yeah.
Anything.
Legitimately, you can make a movie out of anything.
And I learned that, if you know the right people, you can get a pardon.
That's true. Sydney,
she learned this the last time she's coming on this podcast.
No. I learned if I'm ever going to commit a crime, I'm going to try and look as suspicious as possible.
Absolutely.
And make sure I know exactly where the camera is.
And turn your hazard lights on whenever you're dropping off. Right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Take
there's
pictures of the crime I'm committing.
There's definitely some clear.
Be as conspicuous.
Yeah, drop the AAN. Just be conspicuous.
You know what? Have someone lay on the horn while you're dropping it off.
Come on, Dad.
If you could show up with a bullhorn and just scream, "I'm dropping off illegal votes. Watch me." Yeah.
Here's Sydney. She didn't win her election or something, blah, 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 and she's dropping off everyone else's vote.
You'd be the second candidate to potentially be trying to rig the vote.
Then it'll be 99 degrees, but
They're going to make a movie off of me.
Oh, can we be in it?
Hell yeah.
This episode, both of them have to be in it.
Fuck.
That's a legitimate question then. Who would you cast? Who would you cast to play you?
Jessica Chastain.
Oh,
perfect
fair.
answer.
I love her so much,
She's the
and
best.
she plays the best characters in my favorite movies. So I'm like, fuck yeah.
Absolutely.
Dom DeLuise.
Bam's dad. Phil Margera.
That'd be good.
Fuck you.
That'd be.
I'll be Colin Farrell.
Colin Farrell.
And you know me, I'm Michael B all day, baby.
I'll take Clive.
So you're gonna have Michael B. Jordan play you.
What's the problem with that,
take it
Barrett?
back. Nick Frost.
What's the problem with that, Barrett?
No.
Nick Frost.
Nick Frost would be good. Yeah. I want if I was to have someone play me on a movie or something like that, I would want the worst
John
representation so that like when I show up, they're like, oh my gosh, you don't look anything like you're.
My God, you look exactly like John Goodman.
There's nothing wrong with John Goodman.
Oh, I take it back. Getting this light, Roseanne Barr.
If there wasn't a woman here, your nipple would be pinched. You are way too close.
Why is there so much fraudulent voting?
Could you do that as Gilbert Gottfried?
Why is everyone voting for other people?
Thank you, Nick the Geek, engineer and producer, owner and operator of GOT Sound Studio. Check out details on how you can utilize his talent and production expertise at gotsoundstudio.com. Thanks to Muff the Producer. Follow him on Instagram at Muff the Producer. Thanks to Shiana Rivers for the intro and outro. Follow her podcast, Who You Callin' Holistic, available on most of your podcast listening platforms. Thanks to Trent Clark, aka DJ Lonzo, currently serving as the house DJ at the Main Course in Columbia, South Carolina. Make sure to go by and have a good time. You can contact Trent for all your entertainment needs. Trent at theallaboutnothing.com and on Instagram at TheRealDJLonzo. On Twitter at DJ Lonzo Top 5. You can also phone him 803-262-7982. If you enjoy the show, consider becoming a patron by visiting our website and clicking at the link at the top of the browser that will take you to our Patreon page. You can find details on how you become a supporter, or you can check out benefits there and just consider a donation so that we can continue to bring you this nonsense. We enjoy doing it. We enjoy you enjoying it. As always, you can follow us on Facebook. Just search for All About Nothing US. On Twitter and Instagram at AAN_pod, or you can find links to all of our social media and available podcast platforms by visiting theallaboutnothing.com. If you'd like to be heard on the show, you may call and leave us a message, 803-672-0533. If the time between these episodes is too far apart, you can fill that time by checking out some of our partner podcasts. Zach and I host What the Pod Was That with Carrie Simmons. Visit whatthepodwasthat.com for links and details. Carrie and Chrissy host Status Macabre. You can find details at statusmacabre.com. Ami Bland takes a deep dive down the rabbit hole in episodes of Welcome to Wonderland, available on all of your podcast listening platforms. As well, you should check out our own DJ Lonzo's Top 5, hosted by Trent Clark, available on most of your podcast listening platforms.
I play Diago.
That'll wrap up this episode. Thanks everybody for being here, and I'll have show notes where you can find the links to go enjoy this movie for yourself if you'd like.
2,000 Mules is not about slaves, so y'all can watch it. Y'all can watch it because
it was about slaves. Slaves to fucking stupidity.
All right, everybody, you all stay safe and
have a week.
This The All About Nothing podcast is recorded live from the Maddie Johnson podcast studio at GOT Sound Studio in Columbia, South Carolina. The All About Nothing podcast is produced and engineered by Nick the Geek, owner and operator of GOT Sound Studio. To support the show, please visit theallaboutnothing.com for links to social media, merchandise, and more. Become a patron of the show by following the Patreon link at the top of our page. The All About Nothing podcast is an entertainment product of Barrett Gruber. Special thanks to Zach King, Trent Clark, Muff the Producer, Nick the Geek, and you, our listeners. Please subscribe, rate, review, and share. If you're on YouTube, please hit the like button and the notification bell. Thank you for listening.